We are live. We're back on YouTube, man. Oh my goodness, that is awesome.
That's awesome.
Let's see. Let me find us. There we are. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Y'all know what time it is. It's 1 o'clock.
What up? It's 1 o'clock on Wednesday, baby. Real Estate 101 time. Let me get us up on here. Sorry, I was doing something before this. There we are. Happy hump day, everybody.
And it is the middle. Do you have a shout out for anyone? I'm thinking of someone to give a shout out to, just because it's our monthly meeting day. We always have our monthly meetings right around this time of the month, middle of the month, on Wednesdays. So want to give a shout out to just collectively the whole GTT team here.
Yes.
We had everybody in here, and is it crazy how much we've grown in the
God, I feel like whenever we were here, it was just like me, you, and Van, us four wolves.
I know.
running around the office. We were all alone. Now it's like 20 of us, so it's really weird. Yeah, we've grown a lot, but it was definitely a good day to celebrate. We had a big month last month. We're going to have a big year this year, so stay tuned later in the year for what we got coming up.
Big year coming. We have eclipsed. I won't say eclipsed, but we have touched the 200 deal mark so far this year.
Pow!
With hopefully everything goes good. Well, I think we'll get a few more. But congratulations to all the GTT team, all of us in here, and Mr. Davidson himself, Tommy C. Davidson. Thank you for getting on, sir. Would greatly appreciate a share. But hey, congratulations to you, and thank you for all that you do. So shout out to you, Tommy.
Shout
Davidson.
out to GTT. So
what we got going here,
what
Josh?
we're talking about today, man, we're talking about something that's really a lot of people are dealing with right now. I know Hayden just got done dealing with somebody like this. But our topic is iBuying driving this market in 2021? Do you know iBuyers like Zillow, all these corporate companies? So hey, let's get started. What is an iBuyer for everybody who's wondering? Geez.
An iBuyer is it is a company that uses technology to come up with these offers. To see the value of your home. It's so weird because these guys are actually making really good offers on houses right now.
Ridiculous, actually.
It's kind of crazy, but they use this technology, and I think all of them are kind of the same, but I feel like they're all completely different. Mm-hmm. But you can get different offers, but they use this technology and send you a cash offer and say, hey, we're my iBuyer, we can close in 2 weeks. I just have to go through, maybe a lot of them aren't even doing like inspections right now either. No. They're very clean, but they're just using this technology to give you an instant offer on your home.
Yeah, they say as long as you use our title company to close, hey, we'll sell your house in 2 days. So why is iBuying a thing? Like who in their right mind decided, let's start up a company, let's just buy real estate whenever the market's going up? I mean, who came up with that, and why is it a thing?
Well, I think so, all these home search sites, and of course the biggest one that we know that everyone uses, who is it?
Zillow.
And we're your local Zillow Premier agents right here, by the way. But, Zillow, everybody's on Zillow. Anyone that that's ever looked for a house has looked on Zillow before. So I think one of the big things with it was branding. Yeah. And that's why I believe that Zillow bought so many houses, is to brand, get their name out there, and to, I think they wanted so much control of the real estate market, but I think branding was a big deal.
Huge deal. I mean, everybody thinks of Zillow as the website you go to look at your home, whatever, if you're looking to buy a home, to go look at. But now I feel like a lot of people are looking at Zillow as, hey, what's my Zestimate? How much can they buy my house for? How much can I get for my house? Which sometimes can be very accurate and sometimes can be very inaccurate. So I feel like a lot of these investors have gotten into these big corporations to buy these houses low, which at the time is a high price, I guess, because of the market, and then sell it in the future for a higher price. So, what has the market done since all these iBuyers have gotten into the business?
Dude, like I got a stat in here, year to date, we're 19.4% from July of last year. The market was 19.4% higher year to date.
Wow.
So almost getting up in that double territory of the market just turning over. But it's crazy and then they're buying these homes. I still think back maybe in 2020 whenever COVID hit, maybe the offers weren't as good. But
Yeah.
I've seen later in this year, 2021, them just being awesome offers. And
Yeah.
I started to question because everyone, whenever you go on listing appointments, everyone's seen that Zestimate. You can
They have an idea in their head,
They're
like, hey,
always
this is
like,
what I want to get for my house.
Ashley, have you ever heard? Well, my Zestimate says this.
Oh, almost every listing appointment.
Exactly. So I called Zillow one day and I was like, hey, I got a house right here. Can you give me an offer? And they're like, absolutely. And I was like, well, hey, your Zestimate says this. Can you give me this Zestimate price? And they were like, I don't know. I'll have to talk to someone and run it through our system.
Yep.
And I was like, well, how come you're giving us this Zestimate? What is this Zestimate right here if you're not gonna send an offer that your Zestimate says?
Yeah.
But
Tell you something like that.
yes,
It's a marketing
Could be.
strategy, I feel like.
Very big marketing strategy.
They get you. That's how they get you.
Absolutely.
They'll tell you one thing and actually happen to be another. So people, I feel like, use these Zillows, these open doors, the Redfins, whatever, really to just, if they're in a bad situation or if they're in a situation where they need to sell their house quick, it's a perfect tool for them because it's a cash offer, low contingencies, and they can close in, what do you say, 2 weeks?
Yeah, I think the earliest that I've seen from one, I've had, I think 4 or 5 with Zillow, a couple with open doors, stuff like that. I think the quickest, because they still want to, still got to go through the title work. They don't want to feel rushed.
Right.
So I guess the quickest one I closed was probably right around 14 days.
Wow, yeah.
But it is, and that is a big thing why people are, actually enjoying, doing this, because one, a lot of the times they'll let you rent back as well. So if you're looking for a house, you want to go ahead, get your house sold, close as quick as possible, get those funds ready for while you look for a house for maybe the next month, 2 months, while you're renting your current home, which, sometimes it may suck that you got to rent back your own home. It may be over what your monthly payment was before. But having that convenience to be able to only move once, not have to move into a rental, not have to do, because what's it hard to win an offer with? A home to sell contingency.
Exactly.
So that's why, these offers really come in clutch for a lot of people. Plus,
Yep.
you don't got to go through all the showings, all the people running in and out of your house.
Yep.
Dealing with all these, going through 30 offers.
Yeah, that was another big point I had is really why do people use iBuyer? It's just one thing, convenience. It saves them a lot of time. They don't have to go through the hassle of staging their house, putting it on the market, 100 people going in their house a weekend. They have to go somewhere else to do that. Having an open house, it really just, at the end of the day, saves people time, and I feel like that's a huge reason why these iBuyers have been successful.
Absolutely.
So
It's very, very big on convenience. And I
So-
feel like in this market, that is a huge thing.
yeah, absolutely. So another thing I wanted to add or ask is how much are these iBuyer offers? I know these people, these corporations put it through their little systems that
Yeah.
are crazy sometimes. But how much are they giving you under? Are they lowballing you? Are they coming in at? Or are they going above?
And I know from probably what, the articles we read, we do a lot of, I got most of my stuff from Inman or Keeping Current Matters, which
Hours of research.
we
We
still have to, because we are literally the number one small city that people are moving to. Our market's just a little bit different. So I feel like we have to kind of change these things up to make them more about our market. So
absolutely.
in our market, I think these offers are right on par. Now they're above average market value.
Yeah.
But starting off, I felt like they were either a little bit lower or just kind of right at market
So
value.
how does that make sense for somebody like a corporation coming in putting an offer right at list value or right at the market value? How does that make sense for them,
Well,
for these iBuying companies?
so whenever they put this system, and this is what I read. Whenever they put these numbers in the systems, of
The
course,
old system.
And a lot of these things. This is a very risky process for Zillow, Open Door, and stuff like that. So, and companies of that nature. But whenever they put these numbers in, they're factoring in what does the next 3 months look like,
Exactly.
the next 6 months look like, the next year look like. What if we could buy this back in August of 2020, right when COVID hit?
Mm-hmm.
What's this going to look like in August of 2021?
You ever hear somebody, whenever they're looking to sell their house, or they have already sold their house, you ever hear somebody say, well, damn, I wish I wouldn't have sold my house? Well, that's really what these iBuyer companies are doing. They're buying the house whenever the market's at what seems to be a very high spot, and it's selling it whenever it's at an even higher spot. So I feel like that's how they strive. So Danny Ward said contingencies
Yes.
are key for iBuyers, minimal inspection, no repairs, and a quick cash offer.
Absolutely. Dan.
Exactly right. I couldn't agree more with that. That's why these people are successful. Hey, Zena said she loves my new jacket.
It is a nice, slick
Thank
jacket.
you, Zena. She helped me pick it out, actually. So not only, I mean, these iBuying companies are going above the market value, but they're doing it because the median price appreciation for iBuyer transactions in 2021 is 8.1% compared to 2020, where it was 4.7%. So it almost doubled. Appreciation almost doubled in
That's
1
crazy.
year. It's ridiculous.
So,
So
and I think it did. I think it did double.
probably
more,
now.
I think
probably now.
more than doubled if you're looking at appreciation now. But and
Yeah.
that's why they're slinging these great offers. But what what do you got about warehouse real estate?
So for all of our people in the audience,
This is what I'm excited.
this is cool. Actually, I just found out about this recently. All of our people in the audience and all of our viewers, do you guys know what warehousing is? If you do, please speak up. Real estate warehousing. Anybody? No? Not all at once. Shit. All right, so I'll go ahead and explain it.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about warehousing
So-
real estate.
Warehousing, everybody knows what a warehouse is. Typically, I guess whenever you get a product, you warehouse it, you put it in a warehouse and it sits there for a long period of time, whether it be 6 months, whether it be a year, it sits there. So whenever you're warehousing real estate, these iBuying companies will buy real estate and warehouse it, meaning it sits there. Nobody lives in it. They don't rent it out. It literally sits there from the time they bought it until the time they sell it. So with that being said, why do you feel like these iBuying companies are warehousing real estate?
That's where that 8.1% appreciation comes into play right
Yeah.
there. So, they see, if they bought a house for, let's say, $260 the year before, they sit on it, make the minimum payment, or, well, actually, they don't make a payment. They just paid everything in cash. But,
Yeah.
they go along with their budget, and, they see once it hits a certain number in appreciation and value that they can sell, get their money out of, boom, why not?
Yeah.
Or if they see the rents in a house, and if they're not wanting to flip, they're wanting to, put a renter into it, which some companies are doing that too. They see, hey, rents have gone up to this price in the neighborhood, we can go ahead and put a renter into it, and,
Yeah.
it makes sense too.
Yeah.
Because I like to say the renting market follows the housing market.
Without
as well.
a doubt. I feel like right now, I've heard a lot of people say, hey, even or some guys in the office, finding a rental right now is just ridiculous.
Absolutely.
It's hard. Yeah, it's hard to find a rental because, hey, Ashley, why do you think that is?
Because we don't have enough houses for rent, is the problem. And
Yeah.
when you have something come up, you have a stack of renters waiting.
Yeah.
Because they can't buy, so they're trying to rent.
Yeah.
But there's not enough houses to rent right now.
They're not even just houses to rent, but like apartments.
Yes.
Because it's a backlash. The houses, people looking to rent houses, they can't rent a house, they got to rent an apartment. And it's
You want to know what it all
domino
goes
effect.
back to?
Hey, it all goes back to the old high market.
It all goes back to the old inventory crisis.
The old inventory crisis.
So because these people are, we have such low inventory, all the multiple offers, people have lost out on these 5, 6, 7, 10 multiple offer situations. They say, hey, I'm going to wait till this bubble bursts. We're going to go rent an apartment until this market's over. So that's why I feel like, a lot of people are getting into these rentals and, this bubble, what bubble? Not bubble.
Yeah, bubble, yeah.
So I feel like they're going to be in an apartment for a long time because I feel like this market is going to be sustained for a very long time, especially with the help of these iBuyers.
Yeah, especially, yeah. Now, one thing I have noticed, and Hayden can speak up on this if he wants to, there's like these open door companies. Sometimes I see open door more often than not, but maybe even some Zillow companies. They'll list a house that they probably bought earlier in the year that they warehoused, and they'll list it for more than what they probably could get for it. Like Like they'll probably list it maybe $20,000 over what the market shows for.
Yeah.
And it sits on the market for a pretty good amount of time, maybe a couple months. Now, one thing that I would say as an agent, if you're an agent watching this, that's a good opportunity for you. If you're not looking at these houses that have sat on the market in this crazy competitive market, I mean, what are you doing? You gotta be able to spot those out and really attack them, because that's, if you want to make your clients happy, not having to compete, that's a huge advantage for you.
Could be a deal waiting for you.
That's right. That's one thing that
especially below that price. If it's been sitting there 40 plus days.
And the iBuying companies, they will realize, hey, this house has sat on the market for 2 months. There's probably a good chance that we're overpriced on this bad boy. We'll take a lower offer.
Well, just like a house you put an offer in on, one with Zillow.
Yep.
And got out of it, of course, because some inspection things.
Yeah.
That actually I had some people. It was actually my mom's.
It's crazy how it happened.
And they got it under contract at one price, and I'm telling you, the way they run these metrics, or what these numbers, this machine they plug these numbers into. I don't know what happens to it, but I gave them. I said, dude, still way higher than the comps, but they plugged it in another 5 days later, and it came back at like 380. So it's, depending on the days and stuff like that, it can change drastically.
Right. Van, did we end the stream?
No, we didn't, but it kind of kicked out on us here.
Oh, we're still going? Okay. Well, so to piggyback off of that, the reason, or another point for you other real estate agents out there, these iBuyers have, they literally put your offer into a system. They say yes or no. I mean, there's no emotion at all whenever it comes to accepting these offers, countering them, or reject. There's no emotion. So don't get your hopes up for a pitiful offer and think, okay, yeah, we might get it, whenever in reality, hey, that was stupid to do in the first place.
Don't send them a damn love letter.
Yeah, I can promise you, if you did that, you get laughed at by the corporate. So,
but I did see this, talking about how many houses they are buying. I saw this stat, and I know it seems very minuscule, very small, but Zillow constituted of 1% of the buyers in the second quarter of 2021 in the whole United States.
That's ridiculous. Think of that.
Them just buying properties. That's, in my opinion, is absolutely ridiculous.
I mean, I couldn't even put a number on how many houses were sold at that time, but for it to be 1%, it's it's ridiculous. So, I think this will be our last point, or my last point at least. The inventory crisis. A lot of people have said, I've heard a lot of agents and people out there complain, these damn iBuyers are the reason for the inventory crisis. They're the reason that there's no houses on the market or whatever. So I want to go around the room and get everybody's opinion. What do you feel? Do you feel like the iBuyers have had an impact on the lack of inventory?
Yes and no.
Yes and no?
Yes, because they have the ability to come in and buy cash and not, you
Yeah.
have to, a lot of the locals can't do that.
Yeah.
So at the same time, like.
They're putting a lot out.
But they're putting it,
They're putting it right back on the market. Exactly.
So that's why I say yes and no.
Good.
But also too, Zillow's not buying houses anymore.
Yeah, that was another thing. Because of
their algorithm, they screwed themselves and lost
Yes.
a lot of money.
Yep.
And that's like something I got. Like Zillow, let's say hypothetically Zillow would buy 30 houses. They would, pay equal or maybe a little bit over market value from their algorithm. And then their 31st house, they would say, hey, let's, if we just paid 300 or 305 for these 30, we're going to pay 340 for this one.
Yeah.
We're going to push a new comp to continue pressing the market. So that's really what I feel like screwed Zillow. It really, it was the ones they went all out on, and I feel like it really.
They overpriced them,
Yes.
and now they can't sell them.
That's why.
Yep.
That's why a lot of them are sat on the market for so damn long.
Hey, and it's a great opportunity.
Doing their warehousing in the first place.
Yeah, and it's a great
Absolutely.
opportunity. Like, I feel like that's like, you could get them to pay closing costs almost if it's been on the market for that long. So
Yeah, that, and then I feel like they're about impossible to get in touch with.
damn right.
They do have, like,
So
Unless you're working with the guy here that has them locally, his name's
Jude Watt.
yes.
I didn't even
He's
know him on the phone.
really.
See, yeah, you got to text him.
Should have had me call him.
You got to text him. I've gotten a few.
I've done a few with him. He's usually pretty good.
Yeah, there's definitely a barrier you got to break through with these iBuying companies.
Yeah.
You got to get through the automated phone calls, and then you have to get to the actual people who answer. So, What do you think, Julie? Do you feel like that iBuyers have an effect on the market as far as the inventory crisis?
I'd say so.
Sorry, that was bugging me.
I
You
don't
say
even
so?
think- Are we live, Van?
We're live on YouTube. It kicked us off.
Oh,
Yeah, it was.
damn it.
Yeah.
Just wrap up on YouTube for us.
All right. Well, hey, YouTube.
Thank y'all for tuning in.
Yeah, if you made it this far,
Have a
thanks
good
for
one,
thanks
YouTube.
for watching YouTube.
Same time, same place next week for Real Estate 101. Have a good one.